cyber attacks are getting faster, smarter, and harder to stop. And the big question is, can our security operations really keep up? Well, this is where the idea of autonomous SecOps comes into the picture. And to discuss this and much, much more, we are joined in by two people in this session. Let's go. Hi. Hi. So for this session, we are joined in by Raghu Vamsi, who is the country manager iMeta at Exabeam. We are also joined in by Vikas JayPrakash Sharma, who is the head IT and CISO Birla Opus at Aditya Birla Group. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining this
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you for having us.
And, let's start very simple. I'll start with you, Raghu. When we talk about autonomous SecOps, it sounds really futuristic, right? So let's start with the context setting. What does it actually mean?
In fact, it actually sounds futuristic, autonomous SecOps, but if you demystify that, it's nothing but you're going to do the same thing what's being done right now using AI and ML. That's the whole basic premise. But the thing is, right now there's a lot of alarm fatigue. There's a lot of challenges what the analysts face because of so many alarms in terms of scalability, what they need to use. So that kind of becomes challenging for them. Now to overcome that, from Exabeam perspective, what we do is we have close to 1800 plus behavioral models. So we're going to use those models to enhance the SOC capabilities for the analysts and make their life much easier in a manner that all the mundane tasks are taken away by the tool, and at the same time the gray area where you need some kind of integrity level issues, those are taken care by the analyst, right? So that way you are going to have a mix of a balance, use the models, but typically AI ML utilization and make everything automated.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
no, you were very right when you said that there's a lot of noise, and with that point, I'll come across to you, Vikas, as well. You know, SOC teams are often swamped with a lot of alerts and noise, right? And that's where AI comes into the picture. So, how AI? Tell us how AI has actually changed the way analysts work on a day-to-day basis.
See, how I see AI has changed, AI will change. It's very early, when there are very few companies adapted, but it will change for sure. How I see it will really impact and severely impact on the day-to-day operation or the way
Okay.
they work.
Okay.
Mostly, if you'll see, it will further more do impactful analysis. And if I just divide some areas, you say the threat monitoring and the detection, and it will say remediation or resolution, or in terms of user analysis, user behavior analysis point of view, right? So the way the threat intelligence and monitoring has been done, which is like you have tons of network logs.
Yeah.
With the use of the AI, how it will
Yeah.
eventually be done. It will
Yeah.
even done the compilation and give you only the insight, what is really helpful. So analysis will able to focus on the real incidents and the monitoring, and then can further, in terms of resolution, in terms of it will be further automate the task. So you really the analysis can really focus on this more threat intelligence for predictive analysis, which AI tool will also bring.
That sounds really interesting, but a lot of people do worry about losing their jobs in respect to AI, right? So, Raghu, if I come to you and if I take that point to you, how do you sort of create that balance in SOC operations between the automation part and also the human judgment?
One myth what a lot of people have is AI is going to replace humans or human jobs, but ultimately it's going to be people who know how to use AI versus people who don't know how to use AI. As simple as it. It's not going to be a complete replacement.
So,
There
we're
is never.
not going to lose our
No,
jobs?
it is
Thank
never
God.
going. It's never going to be a scenario. However, they will complement each other, right? Like what Vikas has mentioned in terms of too many alarms. How do we do a threat detection? How do we do remediation? Say, let me take an example. If my office working hours are say 9 to 6, and suddenly I see somebody connecting at 9 o'clock in the night or 11 o'clock in the night, I know it's a suspicious activity. Somebody connected at 2 a.m. in the morning, suspicious activity. I don't need to really invoke my analyst to tell them something is wrong. It's very clear. So you can use AI for that, wherein automatically triage this because that is a malicious behavior. Like you get an email which is a suspicious link, and in that link, it's going to cause harm.
Yeah.
You don't need analysts to go to thousands of email to figure out what that is. That's where
Yeah.
AI can do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
however, if there's any kind of a gray area where the SOC analyst has to have some kind of an integrity checked on that, that's when he will use his intelligence.
All right, that's how we are creating the balance. But let's also talk about the challenges. Like, you've been speaking to a lot of people of different companies, a lot of CISOs for that matter. What are those biggest challenges they face or they feel in moving towards the autonomous SOC per se in the Indian enterprise context? As in, is it skills? Is it cost? Is it mindset? What is it?
In fact, they're all the parameters what you touched upon are the right parameters. It's not like a one single answer. Now, taking case of an example, if a company CEO travels to a new location, okay, and he accesses mail, typically what happens is the entity might block it, saying, "Oh, it's an unknown location, and why is it being accessed?" But reality, it's actually a CEO's
Yeah.
laptop,
Yeah.
and if you
Yeah.
want to block your CEO's laptop, come on, you can't do that, right? That's first thing. So we are talking about a case or a
Yeah,
context here.
yeah, yeah.
Second thing, all the entities have already done a lot of investment in the tools now, right? Now all of a sudden you come and say AI is the new buzzword. Now we have to replace everything to be in a position to use it. No, it's not going to be easy to make use of investments. So from an Exabeam perspective, what we do is we try to work along with the existing investments of a customer, what they already have, and how we can actually complement that. You go to a customer and straight away say that, you can just replace it to get the best of the breed. No, they will not be happy with it because they have done their due diligence, they have got a solution, and there's a value to that. And if there's a book value to that, there is no way a procurement also will allow that, right? So you need to factor in those cases also to say that, okay, how can I optimize the cost at the same time utilize this one? And AI, as he's rightly mentioned, it's still in that evolving phase,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's 100% sure where AI is leading us.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
in that manner, we need to
Yeah.
be clear on taking a baby steps rather than burning down the things and then realize, oh no, we should have been with something what we already had. That's the challenge.
No, absolutely. And that's the scenario right now, that everyone is using AI, but very few people know where to use it correctly, right? And I will come to you, Vikas, on what are the practical steps that CISOs can perhaps take, to move towards autonomous SOC. But before that, if you can share, Raghu, any one example where this actually helped in stopping or preventing from any kind of attack effectively.
No, I'll tell you, take an example. So if my entity, like I don't want to name the entity which we have secured, but one of their premise had two people accessing same device, same servers from two different locations. One is from India and one is from Mexico.
Mhm.
Hey, come on, you can't be at two places at the same time.
No,
Right?
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
one biggest trigger point. Like there's a concurrent session which has actually happened. Now, because of that, we were able to identify that. Typically, what happens is all these next gen EDR solutions and everything would definitely trigger when it reaches that point. But what we try to do is we try to predict the behavior and ensure this is detected proactively. So that way, what we have done is, to your question, we have secured a wrong session which is being connected to ensure there is no infiltration, there is no lateral movement, there is no compromise. So even before it hit and then moved into a scenario where the account is compromised, we have secured them, we have raised an alert, we told the SOC team, guys, something is wrong here. You need to take a look at it, and we control that. So that way we could
Okay.
actually secure that.
Okay.
Right?
That's a very good example. And now I will come to you, Vikas. From your vantage point, from where you sit, what are those practical steps? Any one step perhaps to start with on how CISOs can perhaps look at making their SOCs more autonomous?
See, as Raghu mentioned, right? Even it's in reality, right? CISO is, I'm not saying it's a bit scared, but in terms of still waiting for the AI to evolve. So I'll not say the one step. Obviously, it's a transition you to do from your traditional SIMS or tool or SOC tool to looking for the AI-driven, AI-powered SIM or SOC tools, right from there. So your security analysis or cybersecurity analysis can really focus on the more in decision making and strategy instead of where an AI will do the analysis work and then you can make your sec operation more powerful and impactful. Yeah, so that it will eventually will lead a transition. But yeah, it's not I see from coming in months, but yeah, eventually it will people will see the benefit coming and then it will
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
First.
It will take time, but
Yeah.
you'll see the fruits at the end of the day. Now, Vikas, also tell me, like, this is all what we are talking about, what we can perhaps do now. But what do you see 2 to 3 years ahead? What the SOC of the future will look like, and how different that is from today?
See, 2 year will be very early. I see from 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years, okay.
Could be it's a
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
run fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I'll say the predictive analytics will take a lead, and it will flag the anomaly behavior much faster than when you see it. And eventually, what will happen? It will bring this hyper autonomous, where autonomous AI from the even cybersecurity side will take a lead, and eventually, in terms of you talk about purple teaming or even small organization, will start using the SOC as a service. Because the more, I'm not saying the world is becoming cyber heavy, but where the more digital disruption is coming, the smaller mid-sized organization will also realize that they need someone, right? And they don't have appetite to hire even 5, 10, 20 people. So obviously they will look for something, a tool, and more than tool as a service or SOC as a service.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that, Raghu. Before we end the conversation, do you want to add something to it?
No, I'll give one example.
Yeah.
I like quoting examples because that's
No, we
easier.
love that as well.
Yeah. Now, see what happens is now there are too many flights. Every time a flight lands in, but the ATC is the one which actually controls the flight landing, right? You can automate the whole thing, that flight landing, taking off, and all that, but you don't want to take that risk, right? So ATC is always there to control what lands in, how, scheduling, and everything. So humans are going to do the same thing within this. Down the line in 3 to 5 years, it's going to be multiple AI agents. It's not going to be one single AI. It's going to be multiple agents where the human will provide a strategy on how to use these AI agents to get the work done. Petabytes of data, crunch the numbers, do all these things. You can take care of that part. In terms of automatic remediation, which are known cases, which are a suspicious behavior, you can take care of that. But something needs to be some kind of an involvement, some analysis wherein you have to figure that out. That's where human comes into picture. And definitely, like, because as rightly mentioned, 2 years is too early, but 3 to 5 years, yes, we are seeing to that, wherein we are going to complement. Humans are going to use AI, and they are going to enhance the AI SOC strategy. It's all going to be driven. Key decisions will be taken by humans on how to use the AI. AI will do a manual work or what we used to do, right?
Yeah,
Thousands
all the
of alerts,
transactional work.
transactional work, or you
Yeah.
can offload it because it can
Yeah.
scale up,
Yeah.
right?
No,
That's what we can
absolutely.
do. It's
Yeah.
going to be a very healthy consortium is what I would say, and we would be in a better position to do better things with AI than the mundane tasks like the alert triage, false positives, what Vikas has mentioned, all these things, and then provide a value to an entity saying that, yeah, we are safe, secure, and we have so many tools to take care of it. But at the end of the day, there's a human layer on top of it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing those points, gentlemen. You know, what I've understood in my key takeaway perhaps is that SOC of the future will not only react, it will predict, it will learn and respond faster than ever while walking in hand with AI and humans together, right? That's the future we are seeing after this conversation. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation.
Just to add from that, right, which Raghu mentioned and the we see, right, if you go back to 25, 30 years before, when the evolvement of computer being there, right, people found that the jobs are in risk. But we have seen, let's take example, the banking, where it was the major hit, they have seen it, and similar is with the AI. It will not take your job away, especially for cybersecurity guy, not for a sure. It will amplify their work.
All right,
Right.
the
And
audience is going to be
amplification,
happy after this
the
video for
amplification
sure.
and the value addition, right? Now, I must say that now the way the computer, it's evolved, right, from the manual era to the 30 years before the computer, right? So your hands and legs job will be done by the AI,
Yeah.
and the human, your brain will be more amplifying to do more smarter work than what AI can do. And then it's not you might be controlling AI, or you control, or AI will control you. It's about having, I'll say, amalgamation of both,
Yeah.
and which will lead this transformation further.
Yeah. Basically, a friend at the workplace who is able to handle all your transactional works, because at the end of the day, no artificial intelligence can replace any sort of human intelligence.
Human intelligence,
Because
is
humans are the
something-
one who created
Yes,
the artificial
that's
intelligence,
true.
right? Let's end on that note, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, stay tuned for many more such exciting and insightful conversations only at ETCISO.
Thank you.
Thank you.